Love that new video. Fun Football Podcast, Isaac here, and I'm going to do my top 5 running back rankings. I'll be running through all the positional groups, and I did it in a live episode, so I'm going to call it 8 and 9. I did an 8 and a 9.0 Packers mock, and it's out now. So we're in the birthday gift from my dad. Please subscribe. Help me hit 300. I'm getting close. I'd love to hit it by my birthday in a few days, but let's say April 15th. It's before then, but let's say April 15th. So please subscribe, share with your friends. I've got a lot of views, but go hit that subscribe button so you're not missing out on stuff. I'll be having content daily through the rest of April. So, and then weekly, even through the summer in my hiatus. So yeah. All right, cool. Let's do running backs. You know, this was actually one of the hardest groups because there's so many guys I liked. Like Estime got an honorable mention. He wasn't even one of my top 5. And Bucky Irving didn't even make my top 5. It was tough. I had to make the cut. And my favorite guy's coming off an ACL. That's Braylon Allen. So, okay, my running back rankings. This was, like I said, a challenge. But after watching tape, everything I've read, all the studying, I had to go Jonathan Brooks, number 1. The guy I think could end up being, especially if Braylon Allen doesn't recover this year, he could easily walk in, be the most productive back in the NFL. I think there's a lot of teams that should look at him. Even after getting Josh Jacobs, the Packers could use him. In the NFC North, the Bears could use him. The Lions, they have 2 running backs. They're not going to do it. But Vikings, even after getting Aaron Jones, could use him. I love this guy. I think he's a second-round pick. Maybe he slides up into the first. I don't think we reach that high for a running back. I think it'll be 3rd or 4th round at earliest for the Packers. But I think this guy's a stud. 6 feet, 216, great size, 4.45 speed. He's a do-it-all prospect. He's got breakaway. He's not the absolute fastest in this running back class, but he's got breakaway speed ability, break tackles. I really like this guy. Overall, I think he's a gem. I think he is going to be a stud. I know people are down this running back class. He's not like the best, prospect I've ever seen, not even close, but he's growing. He keeps growing confidence and he's getting more and more elusive. He's a solid receiver. I think he can continue to improve in that, but I like his start and stop ability, and he can really mess with oncoming tacklers. He's good at getting away from tacklers too. It's just, I like his game. It's smooth. I do think he'll be a 2nd round pick, especially because people just continue to devalue running backs. Maybe, like I said, maybe slides in the top, like 28 to 30 range, but I bet he is a day 2 or, 2nd round pick, solid 2nd rounder. My number 2 guy, like I said, this was a challenge. I went Trey Benson. 4.39 speed screams out to me. This guy is explosive. 6 feet, 216, same size as Brooks. 4.39 speed, a crack faster. He's got breakaway ability. He can be explosive. He goes on the right team. He might be him and Brooks. I could both see being like round 3 fantasy picks, possibly. Maybe round 4. I think they could, if they hit the right situation with it, then they get enough carries. I think both could be pretty solid running backs. He could be really explosive. He might end up being the steal at running back. I had to go 2 though. I think he's going to go first over Brooks slightly, maybe, but I had to go Brooks first. I just overall package. Benson was very close. These were 2 very, very close grades. It was not a big drop off. A lot of these running backs kind of blended. There was hard to pick. Like, it's not like other positions where at guard, there's one and then you see a drop, or at linebacker, it's, BB at guard or Cooper at linebacker. Then it's kind of a drop, even though they're still good players. No, the running backs, there was several that I liked, and I'll have several sleepers for you guys. But I'm going to go Brooks and then Benson. I think I liked him if he gets the right situation. This is the guy I want the Packers to take, though. My number 3 guy is Braylon Allen. This guy, man, I know he's coming off major injury, but 6'1", 235 to run a 4.4 flat. That is stupid. And I think he's a power back, in which it's a weird compliment with Josh Jacobs, but I don't believe in A.J. Dillon anymore. I think he's checked out. He's just, his yards per carry have gone down every year. I think we need to go hit Braylon Allen, get him in the 3rd. I don't think he'll be there in the 4th. He may not even be there in the 3rd. He may have to decide at 58. Which I hope they don't that early, but I think we need running back depth. The Packers do. A lot of teams are going to love this guy. He might be slow to the gate coming off that injury, but by year 2, you're going to get a gem, I think. He can break tackles. He's got to have that size and speed combination is so rare. And I think he'd be the number one prospect if not coming off an injury. So I've got Braylon Allen's my number 3. This was tough for my top 3. There was a little bit of a drop. And I think he might have been a product of his system, but I like Blake Corum's low center of gravity, 4.53 speed and size. His size isn't great, but I do like his short area burst and his lateral movement. I think he really could end up being a solid back if he hits the right system and he continues to develop his skills. He needs a solid line though. So I had him just pure prospect, just a little bit behind those other guys, unfortunately. As good as he is, I like him. I think he played for a dog. That whole offensive line, that whole team was just ridiculous. But to average almost 5 yards a carry was pretty sweet. Only 14 catches. I like his numbers went down a little bit from 2022 to 2023, but man, he averaged almost 6 yards a carry 2 years ago. Last year, he was still really productive, still had over 1,000 yards, 24 TDs. He could end up being a running back machine. And I just like his low center of gravity. I think it's kind of unique. And I think he could potentially be a really good back in the NFL. I won't be. It's one. Actually, out of all of them was to pick the number 5 guy. Somebody had to not make the cut. I had to drop Jalen Wright and Bucky Irving and estimate those are my next 3 sleepers. Even Will Shipley. I like Ray Davis and Grendel. Those are some sleepers. But my number 5, he beat out Estimate, he beat out Wright. They're my next 2. But I've got some sleepers. Is Marshawn Lloyd. Dude, 5'9" is not amazing, but 220 at that size, 4.46. He just looked electric. He has explosive playmaking ability. When I watched him on tape, I was like, dude, I like this kid's agility. A lot of these guys are going to be fit dependent in their offensive line, not just, going into a team with a bad passing game and just or a bad offensive line getting shellacked. But I like this kid. I think he has potential to be the steal running back of the draft. I've kind of already said that, but I've got a feeling Marshawn Lloyd's going to be really good. He could end up being better than Blake Corum. And Braylon Allen this year coming off injury, he might be the number 2 or 3 running back possibly, especially depending on the fit he gets to. So I like those 5. Like I said, some of my sleepers are Jalen Wright. Estimated what scared me about him is 4.7, and I just didn't see the breakaway ability, but he's a runner, man. His pure running ability is pretty darn good. He's a bigger back. I won't be upset if the Packers take him later on. 5'11", 221 is prototypical, but 4.71 it's a little slow. So I hate not to just be above 40s, but it scared me just a little bit. So I'd knock him just a little bit. But Grendo is a sleeper late, and Ray Davis, he's one I've been hearing about the Packers visiting. It's April 9th. We're just over 2 weeks out from the first round. Garendo's a slate sleeper, but I think the Packers are going to look at a guy like Ray Davis. If they take someone, I have a weird feeling we'll hit Braylon Allen. My hope is that we do in the 3rd. I'll be so happy. But I'm trying not to get caught up on just like guys I want the Packers to take. They're not going to take a quarterback, none of those top 5. So this is a position I think the Packers actually may hit, and I hope they do. Give me some opinions. What is your top 5? Leave it in the comments. I can't wait for the fun that this is going to have. And please subscribe. Help me hit 300. I'm going to hit some more positional groups in these shorts to come. Hope you all enjoy the video. And I'll be back with many more very soon. Thanks, guys.